Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of JoyBaking.com. Today we're going to make a Clementine Torte, and this is what it looks like. It has a really nice orange and almond flavor, and it's really nice and moist. And what's great about this cake, it's really easy to make. The batter is kind of like a dump and stir, and then it's also gluten-free, which is great. So the cake uses the whole orange, the peel, everything. But as you know, the outside peel of your orange can be quite tough, and it can also be quite bitter tasting. So what we're going to do is simmer our oranges in water for a couple of hours, and that will really soften the peel plus, and soften that bitter taste. So you will need 1 pound, 450 grams of clementine. Now, you don't have to use this type of orange. You could use a mandarin or really any type of orange you want. Just make sure, you have a pound. So we need a saucepan of simmering water, and just put your oranges. Now I have 5 here, makes up a pound. You could have more or less depending on the size and the type of orange you use. So I'm just going to put this over high heat and bring it up to a boil. Okay, so we're almost at a boil, full boil. So what I'm going to do is turn the heat down, and I'm just going to let them simmer for 2 hours. Okay, so now it's been 2 hours. So what I'm going to do is take our oranges out of the water, and just have a strainer there. You could do this in the sink if you want. Okay. So as you can see, a little hot, but our orange is really nice and soft. So now I'm just going to let them drain like this until they've come to room temperature. Now, what I like to do is do this step the day before, and then what I do is once they've cooled down completely, I just put them in a bowl, cover them with some plastic wrap, and put them in the fridge overnight, and then the next day you can just bring them up to room temperature. So what I'm going to do is just let these cool down, and when we come back, we'll make our batter. So now our oranges are nice and cool, so we're ready. So preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 190 degrees Celsius, and you will need a 9-inch, 23 centimeter springform pan, and that comes in 2 pieces like this, with a clamp. And then we want to butter our pan. I'm just using some melted butter with a pastry brush. You could just spray your pan with one of those non-stick sprays, but I like, if you use butter, that kind of adds a little bit of buttery flavor to your cake. Okay. And then I like to line the bottom of the pan with a piece of parchment paper. That way, we make sure our cake doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. Okay. There we go. So now, for our oranges, we are going to make this in our food processor, or you could do it in a blender as well. So what we're going to do is take our orange, and then sometimes your oranges can have seeds, so I just want to check. These ones seem to be seedless. And then I like to cut them into small chunks, because that way it's a little faster to process it. Okay, so this is quite unusual in that we're using like all of the orange. Not wasting anything here. So that's that. And then we're going to add to our oranges 6 large eggs, and have your eggs at room temperature, along with just a little flavoring, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. If you don't want the vanilla flavor, you can just leave that out. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to process this until it's a nice smooth mixture. You know, it might take a minute or so. Okay, that looks good. Check. Doesn't that look just, you can just smell the oranges, just looks wonderful. See, so it's, we'll get a little, you can see the little bit of peel, little kind of tiny pieces. So that's what you're looking for. Nice fluffy mixture there. So I'll just leave that. So now in a separate large bowl, I'm going to put 1 1/4 cups, 250 grams of granulated white sugar. And then I'm going to put 2 1/2 cups, which is 250 grams of finely ground almonds, or what I'm using here is an almond flour, like a commercially made almond flour or almond meal, whichever, however you want to call it. Now, if, like I said, you could buy the commercially made almond flour. You can usually find that. A lot of grocery stores now carry it. Sometimes it's where all the like health food is, or it's on your baking aisle, or you can buy it in health food stores or online. Or what you can do is take blanched almonds and just process them in your food processor until finely ground. So either way. So as you can see, we're using an equal amount of weight of sugar and your almonds, and then just 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And then I'm just going to, you can just whisk it or just stir it. Mix all that. Actually, I have some chunks of sugar and almond meal, so I'm just gonna use my fingers for that. Okay, and that's it. I mean, this is so easy to make. No one will ever know how easy. So now what I'm going to do is just pour in our mixture here, oranges and eggs, and we're going to mix them together, and that's it. That's our batter. Okay. And then I'm just going to stir it all together. Okay, it looks good. Make sure you get to the bottom of your bowl. And everything all mixed in. Okay, and then we'll just take our pan, pour it in. So now we're going to bake this. Again, everybody's oven is a little different, somewhere between 45 and 60 minutes. So what you're looking for basically will turn a nice golden brown, and a toothpick inserted into the center will come out clean. Now, if you do find it gets a little too brown, then what you could do is just cover the pan with a piece of lightly buttered aluminum foil. Okay, so our torte is now done. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Beautiful golden brown, and a toothpick inserted into the center will come out clean. And if you feel it, it's nice and firm to the touch. So now what we want to do is let this cool completely in the pan on a wire rack. So now we're ready to remove our torte from the pan. So what I like to do is either a knife or a flat spatula, just run it around. Just sure it's not sticking, and then clamp it. Okay. And then if you, I mean, you can serve it just like this, but if you want to remove that bottom plate, what you want to do is take either a plate or just take a rack and flip it. And then take your comes off really easily. And then we want to peel back that parchment paper. So easy. And then take, you know, if you're using a cake platter like I am, or just a plate, and flip it right side up. And there you have it. So you could serve this cake, this torte the day you make it, but actually I find it better if I cover and store it overnight, because I find that way the flavors kind of mingle and the orange flavor softens a little. So we'll try a piece of the one I made yesterday. You can see how moist this cake is. It is just wonderful. And then, of course, a little cream goes really nice with this cake. And if you want, you could dust the top with some powdered sugar, or you can even serve this cake with some fresh fruit as well. But I really feel, you know, it's got that real nice orange flavor, so you really don't need anything else. That really tastes good. It's got, you know, overnight that orange flavor has softened and it's just mingled with the almonds. It really, and so moist. Yeah, a really nice cake. Now, what's great about this is this will store in the refrigerator probably at least like about a week. So it's a really nice cake that way. So enjoy. And until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com.